your story has inspired so many people. Sitting here today and people coming to your garden, what things are you taking away from them?
You know what? I am listening to everybody. I'm not one of these that's just here to collect their money and take photos. For me, this is so much more. This is about me really, listening to my supporters and what it is that I'm doing for them. And the number one thing that I'm taking away from this is just that I am inspiring people. I had this young person come up to me today and said, you literally inspired me to shave my head, because I looked in the mirror and I didn't see myself. But with your inspiration and your courage, I took it upon myself to complete how I feel in the inside. And that really touched me. So I feel like here at the con, there's so many queens and there's so many people out here, but there's very few that are actually changing the world. It's a hard time for trans people right now, and it's my responsibility to bring as much awareness as possible while utilizing my voice for those that don't have one.
Yeah, and you definitely brought awareness with your joining AllStars 4.
Yes.
To be a woman on that show and come back after season 6, like really fully representing yourself. Was that really monumental and important to you to come back as you are now?
I think it was probably one of the most difficult things I've ever done in my life, just because after so many years of growing after Drag Race, I felt myself kind of distancing from that world, because I had felt complete. Drag and Drag Race at that moment had done what I felt it was meant to do for me, which was to allow me to be the woman that I am. So to get called back to AllStars at such a sacred moment in my journey, it was hard to turn down, but it was also very hard to accept. But I chose to go on the show simply to just be the first openly transgender woman to compete on Drag Race. And for me, that is so special. Regardless, whatever I do with my legacy, I can walk away with that title and knowing that I did that for my community.
Beyond that, what else did you take away from that experience? What did you come out of it learning?
Tough questions. What I took away from Drag Race, what I really learned was, never mind the fame and the cameras and the glamour and the Hollywood. It's like, what do you want with your life? Who are you really? And don't be scared to answer to that. If being on national television as a drag queen isn't for you, it's not for you, and that has to be okay. There's always a way in this world to find people that are going to accept you, embrace you, and boost you up. So I learned from that experience just to stay true to myself and to do things that I want to do for me, not always trying to please others. But I feel so grateful. I'm here today, and this has been the most positive, heartwarming, successful DragCon that I've ever had.
So you're putting your activism at the forefront.
Yes.
You're putting your identity at the forefront.
Yes.
You're proudly here, just showcasing who you are. This is so important to you. Where are you taking this now after DragCon?
I would like to take this further in the world. I would like to take my message, this positive vibe, this experience, maybe not at another DragCon, but in another place, anywhere where I could do this and create this experience for people to be able to meet me and also get in touch with their community. I'd like to go more places around the world, team up with their transgender people there, and try to do more events similar to this to bring awareness and just to bring us together. I feel right now the community is very spread out. It's a very hard and difficult time right now for trans people. And I'm trying to do everything I can, but I know by me being here is just enough. So.
Now, I'm sure you won't be the last openly trans person on Drag Race.
Right.
So what is your advice for the next woman that steps into that role?
Mama, be fierce, turn it, Don't be scared to get up and drag. Drag, is for women, for men, for all sorts, and just represent drag and the power that trans women have given to the art of drag since day one. And don't hold back. Share everything. Do everything because it's your moment. And nowadays on television, we pick and choose what we want to show. But hopefully we'll see another trans person on there, and hopefully we can see a little bit more of their story shine through, and a little bit more of their vulnerability, and a little less of just their cattiness and their shadiness, which was basically what happened to me. But at the end of the day, it's television, and I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for this show. So I do thank RuPaul, and I do thank the Drag Race entity for allowing me to exist. This has given me a place of existence and a sense of belonging. I think that's all that we want in this world, this very confusing world.
If you love that video, you're gonna love everything on the Access YouTube channel, so hit the subscribe button. You can thank me later. Hit it. Now. Thanks.